Alright, I finally got it in the mail, and today we're going to take a look at the new Figma 612DX ARCUEID from the Tsukihime remake. Now, we gotta take a look at the box real quick, because I actually think it's kind of cool, because Goodsmile finally started going back to having unique boxes for the characters. Like, the layouts and everything are kind of the same, but if you noticed with Raito and Mio, the boxes actually look a bit more distinct and have different designs on them. But here you can see ARCUEID, like on the side. That's pretty cool. This is the DX version, so it comes with extra stuff, and we'll talk about that later. Here's a preview of all the stuff that it comes with. Unlike the Guyver unlike the Guyver packaging, it doesn't have all that crazy lighting and exaggerating to make the figure look way better than it actually does. So that's good. Here she is again. I actually really like that they incorporated the moon motif from the original game into the packaging, so it helps it stand out a lot more. Alright, well, let's take her out of the box and see what she comes with. Alright, well, here's ARCUEID, and you're probably wondering, what the hell even is ARCUEID? Well, ARCUEID is the main heroine of the visual novel Tsukihime, made by Type Moon. Type Moon, as you know, are the same creators of the Fate series. You know, Fate Grand Order, Fate Stay Night, all of that. Yeah, Tsukihime was the original visual novel that they made when they initially debuted in 2000 at Comiket. And, you know, she's a vampire lady that is trying to hunt down another evil vampire. And she ends up meeting a boy named Shiki. Shiki is a kid that has like magical eyes that called the mystic eyes of death perception, and it allows him to see these lines that, you know, in all living beings and everything, and he can just cut those lines and instantly cut something. So he ends up seeing ARCUEID, and he thinks, wow, ARCUEID is hot as hell. Who is that blonde lady with the red eyes? He like meets he fucking stalks ARCUEID, and then he like kills her. It's so weird. And she gets chopped up into a bunch of pieces, and then she eventually like fixes herself with her regenerating powers, because, you know, magical vampire. And then she's like, okay, Shiki, you gotta fucking help me fight Chaos, and we gotta go kill this guy. Yeah, so ARCUEID is from this game, and she's been around for like almost 25 years at this point. And it's kind of crazy that Tsukihime remake is finally a real thing. They said this was going to come out like over 10 years ago, so it's finally happening now. Anyway, let's go back to the figure. This specific version of ARCUEID comes from the Tsukihime remake, which will be available, at the time of recording, will be available soon in English for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. And this remake is kind of like Final Fantasy VII remake, where it alters a whole bunch of stuff and changes what happens ultimately. And it's mostly the same plot, but a lot of things are swapped around or completely removed so they can be used later. Like, instead of them fighting Chaos, they fight some guy called Vlob, and, you know, that's different. Tsukihime originally had sex scenes in the original visual novel. Those got completely removed, and like Ciel didn't have those cool tattoos that she has, like in Melty Blood and in the later parts of the story in Tsukihime. So, and of course they got redesigned, like ARCUEID got redesigned, Ciel got redesigned. It's like, okay, not really sure why, but okay. And then of course the creator of Tsukihime and all of the Nasu verse stuff, Nasu himself, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a Tsukihime remake. And then like over a decade later he made it. So yeah, let's finally talk about ARCUEID. Okay, ARCUEID stands at about almost 6 centimeters. I think almost 6 inches. I'm keeping that in. I'd say like just shy of 6 inches, which means she's about almost 15 centimeters. So that's fairly big for a female character, especially someone who's not like super tall like ARCUEID. Like, if you compare her to the way she looks in Melty Blood and in Tsukihime, she's not super tall. There's obviously way taller characters in those games, but like Chaos and, you know, some other ones, but Yeah, she's not that tall. And just for comparison, since I still have him with me, here's the Figma Demi-Fiend, and yeah, Demi-Fiend is fucking tiny. Look at this fucking guy. Yeah, and I have the Lania 1.2 DX from Dark Advent here, just to show a comparison that, yeah, ARCUEID's kind of tall for a 112 scale figure, but compared to a 110 model kit like this, yeah, not the tallest, but I think Raito was taller than some of the other models, which is kind of funny because, you know, he's supposed to be in scale with ARCUEID and Demi-Fiend, but... Alright, so aesthetically, let's take a look at ARCUEID. In real life, I think the hair color doesn't exactly match up. It might be a few shades darker than it's supposed to be, but I remember her having a bit more of like a brighter like blonde color. And in the original Tsukihime, her hair had a bit more of an orange hue to it, so it was like a yellowish, it was like an orangey yellow, whereas this is kind of more like the way Saber I think would have her hair from like Fate series in terms of hair color. So I think it still fits, but in the camera it looks more greenish than anything else. I'm not sure why it looks more green on camera. You can see in the back they kind of went in on the details, but they kind of made it look too soft. Like if you looked at the Mio figure from Xenoblade 3, the hair was much sharper and had much more defined lines. Here it's like kind of mushy looking. Like some of it kind of sticks out, like obviously like the parts that are sculpted like to peter out of the hair. And they did keep, you know, and the remake design does still keep this little part of her hair that like sticks out like this. But instead of giving her that old wavy hair, she still has like this new pointier looking design, which I'm still not a fan of. But you know, it still looks like ARCUEID, it's just not the same ARCUEID that I'm familiar with. So I think it looks pretty good. Her face is nice and clean. I thought this was an error, but I'm assuming it's not, with the little space in between the part of the lips. So that's either they did the lips correctly or they forgot to actually put a little thing there, because it just looks a little jarring. Like it's supposed to be fully drawn, but they didn't, so I don't know what's up with that. Also, is she supposed to be looking to the right, my right, to her left? Like, is it supposed to look like that? That's supposed to look directly at you. I can't tell if she's looking straight, but I don't think she is. Yeah, she's looking to the side for some reason. What the fuck? Her default expression doesn't even look straight? Wait, let me look at the other faces. Yeah, they don't look straight. That's so weird. What the hell? So what they did, so the neck actually is much bigger than what they usually do. They actually made a thicker neck so that you don't get like the bobblehead syndrome that Mio had and a lot of other Figmas tend to have. So you still kind of get like this weird gap, but see now when you look at it from like this kind of position, it's not completely like an abyss that you can see like at the end of. So now it's actually covered up. So I think that's good. But then they also didn't include a neck that actually articulates, but we'll talk about that later. I don't know how I feel about the fact that she doesn't even have a bicep swivel. Yes, it makes the sleeves look a lot smoother, and it does look nice. And I think this is a completely painted white instead of a molded white. You can see the difference between like the white here on the joints, which is just molded plastic, and then this is actually completely painted in a plain white. And it looks really nice, but I gotta talk about this. Why does this ab crunch look so ugly? Look at how broken up it is. Like, it made her body... What the fuck, why is it that? It made her body look so broken up and weird looking. Like, it's so strange. It's such a simple design. They could have just put like a soft piece over this to kind of mask the way it looks. Like, was it the Mio figure found a way to do that? Like, they put some kind of soft material in the front, I think, and then all the articulation was behind it, was underneath it, and was hidden so that you could see that. But no, it's just out in the open, and it looks kind of ugly. Like, it should look more like this and less like this. Like, I don't know why it looks like this, and it's so obvious. But it does have a nice matte finish to it, and it's not glossy. It's also not like porcelain either. It's just really nice. What I don't like is that they kind of just painted this on her necklace which is, I think it's supposed to have a cross on it. I don't remember. I'll double check. But yeah, like this is supposed to just be an actual necklace. I think it's slightly embedded on the shirt, on the turtleneck, but like only ever so slightly. It might as well not be noticeable. It looks like they just fucking painted it on and included like the little sheen. And then this part actually does stick out, but I think it would have been good if they actually made it a fully separate piece so that it wouldn't get in the way of the paint, and so that, you know, you could move it around. Because the Nendoroid, I think, has this as a separate piece, so I don't understand that. It's so strange. And of course, she also comes with, of course, she also has the dark blue skirt, because in the original she had a longer skirt, which we'll probably talk about later. For a good reason. And then they gave her this new dark blue mini skirt for some reason, and you know, still looks alright. It's kind of hard to see it, like it's like she's barely wearing it because this shirt is so long, so it kind of goes past her waist, and it's like, is she even wearing a skirt at this point? Like, she could literally just flash you like this, like it's so easy. I'm not sure what's going on. The black leggings are pretty much in the same vein as Mio, where they made like a really, this is gonna be really hard to film, where they took like a really nice like dark color, just made it a nice matte, and it's not glossy or shiny at all, and it even matches with the joints, because you know why? They did something different with the joints. The joints are actually a double jointed knee, and we'll talk about that in articulation. But look, like, why didn't Mio get this? And why didn't Demi-Fiend get this? And Raido, like, come on. This is a weird thing about Figma, like it's a couple steps forward, couple steps back, and we'll get further into that in the review, but man, these knees look nice and flush. Like, yeah, like, you know, you can see the kneecaps, but you can always see it. And yeah, there's a bit of a weird shine or like messy looking thing here. I'm not sure what's going on, but overall it looks nice. The boots are like a nice like grayish brown or brownish gray color. It's kind of hard to see with all this whites in the background. But ooh, that might be a problem. But yeah, you can see like this is pretty clean, and they got the joints are a different color, which I don't like. And but they did sculpt the belt buckle and the shoes and the toe hinge. Everything looks nice. Yeah, overall I think aesthetically Arcueid looks pretty good. Don't know why she has a set of eyes that look off to the side instead of looking straight at you, so that's a problem. And I don't like how glossy these knees are. I also think that's really annoying and a problem. Like, look at this. Why is it like had like this weird like grease, or like, I don't know if that's grease or like, what is that? Can you see that? You can see like the nub mark, or like where the nub would be. We'll talk about these knees later, but it's not as nice as the rest of it. So it's like they either didn't paint that or they just kind of half-assed it. But still, the colors do match, so I'm not going to complain. But here, like, you can see the boots are very nicely sculpted. They actually made it look like the boots have a bit more room inside them, because you can see like the distance here. You see like here's the leg, and then here's the outside part of the boot. So the boot actually looks like there's some room in there. I don't like that the brown is a different color. It's a little hard to see, but I think you can see it. See, like, it doesn't match. Again, like I said, these boots are like a grayish brown, and then here you can see that it's literally just brown. I'm not sure why. And they did an alright job painting the soles of the feet of the shoes. They look alright. Kind of plain, but that's kind of how her design is. Yeah, so overall, with this design of Arcueid and how they bothered to put everything together, I give her 8.5 because I think it's accurate to the source material for the remake. But I really don't like that the way the ab crunch looks, and I don't like how the knees are kind of shiny and weird, and I also don't think I think the boots could have used a bit more shading and detail to really bring it to life, because it's just kind of plain. But the coloring and everything's fine. So I'll let it slide for now. But 8.5 is about as much as I'll give it. Okay, so for articulation, let's start this off. So the head can look all the way up like this, which is great because there's a little bit of extra room here on the plastic. Hold on. And it can look all the way down like this. The reason this works so well is because, well, two things. One, she has pretty short hair, so that's fine. And two, they actually have a lot of room here for the Figma joint. So even though it looks really ugly when it's looking down like this from behind, you're not really supposed to, you're supposed to look at it from like this side, not this side. They could have put more hair here to hide it, but it's fine. The reason it works is because they have extra room here on this little plastic thing. Before, they would just kind of like cover it all the way straight. But look, because of that, now it can lean back further and it can look up a lot better. But yeah, if you make it look all the way up like this, it's gonna reveal like the bits inside of it. But I think if you just go like this, it'll look fine. My only problem is that you can still kind of see it. You can still kind of see it from these angles, especially like this. It's still noticeable to a degree. And the neck doesn't move. I don't understand why this neck doesn't move. Like, they could have just cut this part here. You see where the necklace thing is? Could have just cut that, made this whole collar and neck a movable thing. But no, they didn't bother to do that. And I don't know why. Kind of lame. Okay, so for the arms, wait. Yeah, then you can turn it around like this. You can kind of just go all the way, if you so please. Since the neck doesn't move, it won't fuck up like the way the joint is set up there. And then you get a little bit of, you get some lean, which is fine. Better than some other ones they've done. And it doesn't look like the neck is like this, the head is dislocated from the neck. Actually, it looks alright. So you can make it look kind of natural. That was a problem they had because they always had really skinny necks. And, you know, it would look kind of weird. Gotta stop shaking my leg. So you get a little bit of attitude here. You can get some nuance posing. You have ARCUEID looking off to the side, which is cool. Kind of wish she would look front, but you can also get her looking away. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, so for the arms, I'm sad to report that there's no bicep swivel, like I mentioned earlier. And they kind of went backwards in terms of articulation. Like, I don't know why there's no actual shoulder joint butterfly system here. They just went back to the old style, regular long joints and no... I'll talk about it. So, how well can it go forward? Well, that's fine. But what about like actually going forward? Unfortunately, not that much. Like, why can it not cross the arms? Why can't the shoulders cross? Look, like, you're stuck with this, which is outdated and crappy. Like, why is it so... To be fair, you can get a decent arms cross. It's just like, you could get a better one if it had more movement. I'm not so... You could get a better one if it could move better. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but like, you could get a better one, a better shoulder range of arm movement if they had engineered it better, which is probably what I wanted to say. So that sucks. The elbows go past 90 degrees, which is great. So you actually get some pretty good range there. And of course, typical Figma hinge. So it'll just go like this. So it'll just go like this, side to side, and then you can make it go up and down. And if you know how, you can rotate the whole thing. For some reason, the wrist joints are really tight, and they don't want to move as easily as they normally do. Because before, all you would have to do is just lean it back like this, and it doesn't turn. So I'm not sure why those joints in particular are so tight. Oh well. For the diaphragm, it can go like this. So going forward, not a big gap. That's pretty alright. It's pretty alright so far. Going back, get pretty alright range, and it doesn't gap too much. Side to side is really good. Look at this. That's pretty damn good. And then the other side, about the same. And now for the stomach area with the fucking Marvel Legends app crunch. So it actually can't lean, that joint actually can't really lean back. So you're kind of just stuck with this. But it can move forward, obviously. And you get all of this. Which I think is pretty good, but like not Mio good. Mio, I think, set a new standard, I think, for range. In terms of like the stomach and abdomen area. And like the upper body. So that's about as much as you get. Oh. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Her parts came off. Okay, hold on. Okay, and now for some of the weirdness of this figure. So, ARCUEID has this like weird ball joint thing that has like a straight peg or something that connects this part. And it can kind of turn, it'll be easier if I just show you. So it can kind of turn around. It's connected to the waist. But look at this. Like, why is it this whole contraption right here? Like, what is this? Why do we need this? Can't we just have like a ball peg and then another ball peg, or just one really big ball peg or something and connect it? So it's kind of like connected to its own ball peg, and then it just kind of goes like this. And it's like, why does it need all of that? Why does it need this whole building looking thing when you could have just had ball pegs, and that's much easier? They're complicating it for no reason. And making it more annoying because you have to put this skirt on. And the skirt is just kind of in the way. Kind of in the way, also kind of not in the way. It's like both in the way and both not. Oh my god, how do I put this on? Okay, so you do have to put it like that. That's interesting. Yeah, so you connect this peg. You connect this peg into this, and that's supposed to fix it. That's supposed to have it connect properly, and hopefully not have problems. Alright, so this skirt is supposed to be soft plastic, so we're gonna see how much that hinders the range. So first thing I'm gonna mention is that the legs have a drop down. Kind of like, just like Mio. And you can also see, just like Mio, they have thigh swivel connected here, but these are kind of hard to use. You have to grip it like this and turn it. It's not as easy as other figures because there's no room to grab the thigh unless you pull it all the way down. Especially in this one. It just wants to fight you and keep moving the whole leg. Alright, so with the legs all the way pulled up and flexing the skirt a little bit, you get about with it falling out, you get just shy of 90, which is not bad, but could be better. But can you do it with both, like without having to? No, because the legs fucking fall off. Or at least that leg fell off. Let me try again. Okay, you can kind of get a sitting position, but it looks a bit weird. Kind of have to get a little creative with how you do that. And then it came off again. I swear, these things are not secure. It's like Neo. It has a tendency to pop off if you try to flex it too hard. So that's a bummer. I'm not sure how they can fix that. Going to the side without pulling it down, it can go about this far, I think. You can stretch it a little bit, and you get this mostly, which is kind of okay. You kind of get like a kick out of it. You kind of get like a kick from it, so it's okay, but not as good as it could be. And can it kick back? Why, yes. She actually can kick back because the butt actually can flex a little bit to give her more range, which is better than how Dragon Ball does it. So you can actually get this. You can actually get this range right here, which I think is pretty cool. You actually get an almost full split. It's not that bad, but it's fine. It's just that it has to flex the skirt a lot. Okay, here you go. Here's the actual range. Pretty impressive, but you know, it could still be better. Alright, and now we get to the cool part. Because now they included double jointed knees for once. Check this out. Check this out, they have double jointed knees. So you go like this. And bam. There you go. Now it's actually double jointed. You can tell that the lower leg is a little too long because you can see that right here, her ass is about right here. Somewhere like in between the white and the blue part. You can just kind of see that it would cut off around here. This is how far it would go. Somewhere around here. And they put a little too much on her like near the ankles right here. This is a little too long. It should be about here. So then when the foot goes all the way up, you know, it's kind of where like her waist is or somewhere. But it's like above the waist, which is too long. I even looked at my own leg and tried to recreate this angle. Yeah, it's too long. Her legs are too long. But it doesn't look that bad, so, you know, it's fine. Yeah, so it doesn't look that bad, but yeah, so yeah, I'm happy with the double jointed knees, but they could have proportioned it a little bit better and given her a little bit more range in this department, because I think Mio's range is somewhere around the same, if I remember correctly, and it's only single jointed, so they went through all the effort of giving it double jointed, but didn't fully go all the way. Like Dark Advent and some of the other like model kits have better knees that are actually parallel to each other, because they have bigger knees, and the knees like make the legs parallel, so they kind of didn't do it all the way. There's no boot swivel here. These legs kind of move, but they're not supposed to. And then the last thing is that the ankles are the way they're supposed to be. Oh my god, what? This thing is not focusing today. Okay, and the ankles go like this. Okay, and the ankles go like this. Not too much range, like there should be way more. They had just made it a little bit lower while also shortening this. Could have had more range. We could have gone like this, but nope. That's the best they can do. And for the toes, oh my fucking god, this camera fucking sucks. My phone sucks. I'm leaving this frustration in for myself. Okay. Yeah, so it goes like this, which is not the best range, but it's serviceable. And then the toe hinge, it's fine, it curves, but you know, it cuts off here. So you don't really see like the whole thing, and also the color doesn't match because they painted the plastic afterwards. So the base color doesn't match. So it's like two different colors, look. The joint here is like a brown, and then here it's gray. I don't understand that. Why is it two different colors? And she can't cross her arms. You can only go straight. So that's a little disappointing. And due to not having bicep swivel, and due to this camera not working properly, she can't really cross her arms. I think she kind of can. I think because there's enough room up there where she kind of can, but hold on. Yeah, because you can't bring the arms inward, like, even a little bit, due to how they did this. It's so weird, like her arms will go out. You can kind of get, but this feels kind of half-assed. Like, you should be able to bring it in more. Whoops. So you can kind of do it. Like, this is kind of close, but not completely. And due to the way that the shoulders, the elbow joints are colored, it does kind of hide it, so it looks alright, but you'll still see this little thing here. So the legs have a drop down, similar to Mio, and they go pretty far, make it look a lot longer. Hey, look at this. This is how much it is without pulling it down, and this is how much it is pulling it down. So the legs are long, and now they're even longer. So how much range do you get out of that? You actually get like a full, from what it looks like to me, you can get a full 90 degrees, which is good. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, look at that, that's pretty good. Why did they keep making these lower legs like not straight? Like your leg is technically straight. What the fuck? This is the second time where there's not enough meat here, and then they curved it here like in a weird angle. The Dark Advent one model kit has the same problem. Like what the hell? It's so weird. Why did they design legs like that? And going backwards, if I can do this properly. Going backwards makes the leg come off. Okay. Okay, I pushed it back in. I'm pulling it down and kicking it like that. Get about this much range. And then pulling this whole thing off. Yes, that's my favorite feature. Stomach ripping action, or whatever that is. Yeah, you get about this much, which is not bad. I'm trying to see if I can make it the same as it was earlier. Oh hey, that's pretty good. It's a full, basically a full split. That's pretty cool. Front and back split. See what happens when you actually have the ability to kick backwards, Bandai? You can get figures that do this. And then going out to the side, you get, oh yeah, ARCUEID can only move her arms, like, to the side. Like, she can't go higher like the way Raito can. Raito can make his arms go up really high. But she kind of can only do this, and I think, oh my god, I'm having so much trouble recording her, because of her colors. And I think this side can only go so high up. Why is one side better than the other? I don't get that. Maybe if I like wedge it out a little bit. Yeah, you only get about this much for the arms. And for the legs, you can get a... I'm leaving that in. Oh my god, what's going on with this thing? Oh, the ball pig can't do that because they didn't cut it out from the side. They should have cut out a little bit more so we could actually do that. Okay, so that's how that... Okay. And it pushes the skirt up. Okay. So that's why it's not working. That's on them, that's not on me. See, like, oh my god. Raito, I think, has a similar problem where if you try to like do too much, it's just gonna be like, no, stop doing that. It's gonna tell you to stop doing it. Also, I don't know if I have the skirt backwards. Like, is this short part the front of the skirt, or is this the front of the skirt? I don't know. Hold on. Because it snaps in better, and I think this might be the front of the skirt. But it also restricts the leg a lot more. A little bit more. So I'm not sure. This could be the front of the skirt. The legs seem fine, so I'm not sure. Maybe this is the front of the skirt. So maybe I was doing it wrong, but even with it on the wrong side or the right side, I can still go about 90, which is fine. That's with the leg drop down, but without the leg drop, still about the same, so that's fine. Then going out to the side, it makes the leg pop up again. I gotta stop. I feel like I'm doing it on purpose now. Yeah, so you kind of get about this much range, which is fine. You still get a high kick, so ARCUEID can still kick, so that's fine. Okay, so overall the articulation is... Oh, okay, so that's how that works. It's just connected via ball peg. And then what is this? What is this weird ass shit? Oh, is that ass like a straight peg with a ball peg at the end? What the hell? Why isn't it a double ball peg so that this moves and this moves? Like, what the... Ah, that's worse. Why didn't they just use the typical peg that they use like for Mio and the other ones? Oh, I guess if you kind of go like this, you can make the arm go inward, but no, you can't. You can't. Yeah, because then that happens. There's not enough room there to let it do that. Okay, so she can actually bring the arms in a little bit more than I thought. So that's good. This is why you do these things in real time. So you can make these discoveries. Okay, so that's good. It doesn't look ugly. A little bit in the back, but... The fact that this shoulder doesn't move at all, and the arm has to basically do all the work, I don't like that because... that's kind of bad design. Especially when the sleeve is like not like giving any leeway for the arm to move. Like, they put way too much sleeve here. They should have emptied it out a little bit and just left it as a circle, or like as the ball peg, like they usually do with their other arms. So then it could have had a better, easier time of doing that. But look at it. It still goes completely pretty straight, but like it doesn't cross, or at least not cross the way in the way I wish it could. But this is still okay. Can do some cool poses though, so I'll give ARCUEID that. So, okay, so I'll bump it up from the score I had in my head. So in the score in my head, I had like an 8, or no, I'll say, yeah, 8. So I'll say maybe 8.5. Not as good as Mio. Like Mio, I think I gave like almost a 9. No, I'll say 8. I'll say 8 because this ab crunch isn't as good as it should be, and the arms definitely should have had better shoulders to help it give more range, because they function fine, but the shoulders are not movable. It's only the arm that moves. So like look at this. Only the arm moves. So it's very limited. I don't like that. And of course you can, there's no bicep swivel, but you can move the elbow joints here, which is fine. Kind of like Raito, you can kind of just substitute it for this and you still get some cool poses. So she can cross arms in some kind of way, but due to the fact that they didn't bother to cut more here in the chest area, they could have afforded to cut a little bit more here, or to just give it ball peg shoulders that actually move so that she can actually bring her arm forward, or just give her some damn butterfly joints. But alright, it works, but it could be better. And this works, but it's squeaky and it could be better. But this is still pretty good crunch, so I'll say 8 out of 10 for articulation. And now we can talk about ARCUEID's accessories finally, after having to record this so many times and bring up new information. Okay, so ARCUEID comes with the following accessories. She comes with this alternate hair piece, which gives her cat ears, because, you know, Neko Arc, the funny meme cat that everybody knows about, is actually based on ARCUEID from Tsukihime, where you would get a game over. ARCUEID would turn into Neko Arc and you get these funny cat ears. So it's a reference to that, and I believe in one point in the game, or I think in one of those Tsukihime bonus discs, or fan discs, she would wear these she would have these cat ears as a nod to ARCUEID. A different set of eyes that have her looking off to the left side of the screen, to the right, to left, and there's a little bit of blush on her cheeks that are a bit hard to see in this lighting, but they're there. And I think the mouth having a open gap there with the color, with the line, I think it's supposed to be intentional. I think that's how the art style is in the Fate series and in all of the Type Moon stuff. But that's fine. The eyebrows look fine. The eyes look great. Yeah, you can tell she's looking off to the other side. I like how the ears are always on the faces. And then you get her evil vampire eyes, because, you know, Arcueid's an evil vampire and her eyes change color. But in the original Tsukihime, her actual, like, physical eyeball would turn red, and then she would have these yellow eyes that would indicate that she's gonna murder somebody. So, but they kept it white, and then they gave her the yellow eyes, and I'm like, I don't like it as much. And also, it doesn't change her hair or make it look more feral, which kind of sucks, but these still look nice, but I prefer the red and yellow eyes. In Melty Blood, they show off Arcueid using a lot of slash effects with her vampire claw things. So they gave her this really awesome looking purple slash effect. I wish they had two, but you only get the one, and it looks really awesome. It's like a glossy, like purple paint, and has like some white like shading right here applied to it. I think it looks really nice, and it kind of fades in to a more clear at the front and at the back ends of it. And it has a peg here, which I believe you connect one of the hands or something. Okay, we're gonna verify how to use this thing later. She also comes with 5 pairs of hands. She comes with 2 sets of relaxed hands out of the box, 2 fist hands, 2 gripping hands, 2 clenchy hands, and then 2 other types of clenchy hands with like her middle and index and her 2 middle fingers like clenched in and her other fingers pointing out. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so she also comes with a small pair of like hands where like the fingers are kind of like squeezed together. I'm not really sure what these hands are for, but yeah, they come with bonus hands and you know, so I'm actually wrong. It's actually 6 pairs of hands. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier, but it's actually 6. So it comes with whatever these 2 hands do, and I don't know, they look nice. But what do you do with these? Alright, and since this is the DX version of the new Arcueid Figma, it actually comes with exclusive stuff that's only in the DX version, which, yeah, that kind of sucks. So if you didn't buy it, oh well. And that means like the base version of it has less stuff, but well, whatever. It comes with these 2 alternate legs, which are actually different than the one Arcueid actually comes with. You can see right here, there's a slight difference, and they might be taller, I'm not sure, due to the fact that she's wearing high heels as opposed to just wearing boots. So it might make her legs even taller than they already are. So that's even more of a problem. But we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, and they have these little peg things to make sure they don't get damaged. You just remove these, and I believe take the legs out. We'll figure that out. And then it comes with this alternate waist piece. So the way this works is that Arcueid body is connected. When you saw it fall apart, you see this part with the skirt, you take this part out and you essentially put this part in like so. So you put it in like this, but before you actually put this part in, you have to put something else in, and that's actually what this is. It's the cloth skirt. The reason this is so important is because it represents 2 things. One, the cloth skirt is for the original Tsukihime, where Arcueid didn't have this short blue skirt. She had like this long flowing purple like dress essentially underneath her turtleneck. And it also represents red Arcueid in the current like Tsukihime or Melty Blood series, where to differentiate the 2 of them, regular Arcueid had the short skirt, and then red Arcueid, which is more akin to the Melty Blood one or the original Tsukihime design, like appearance wise, had this long skirt. So to appease people who like both versions of Arcueid, they gave you the short skirt and the long skirt so that you can have both versions, which I think is pretty awesome. And this is a callback to the original series, so I think that's great. Okay, so you go like this, I believe. No. You go like this, and it stays secure like this. It should stay secure. Yeah, it matches up with the shape, so okay. So you go like that. Grab this. I'm gonna actually show you the process because I feel like nobody's gonna actually do that. They'll just skip it because sometimes I try to skip it because it's like annoying. It's like showing a transformer transforming. You don't really need to see that. It comes with, your toy comes with instructions. You can just kind of figure it out. Okay, so you go like this, and then what? You go like this, and just. Okay, and there you go. How many times do I say that? And there you go. Now ARCUEID has her long skirt. If I can just fix it so it doesn't look so weird. And the back, it looks kind of... It's a little too flowy for my... it's a little too wide for my taste. Alright, I managed to like slim it down a little bit by pushing it inwards, so it looks a lot better. But this isn't the complete look, because now we gotta swap out these legs. Now I gotta figure out how to do that. Now you gotta like pull this up, I guess. So I think what you have to do is literally pull down on these lower knee joints, and that's how you get them out. So let me see. Yeah, you just pull it out like this. Can I like... okay. Yeah, you just kind of pull it like this. So you take that out, and then you take this one, pull out, take this part out. Okay, so it's not actually connected to it, so it's just like this. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. And then you go like this. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. Yeah, you can see the difference now with the size. Like with the shoes, look at that. Two completely different lengths right here. Like those shoes definitely enhanced. Like even if I angle it like this, look, you can tell it's a little bit longer. And also the joints are different colors because they're different things. Okay, you can also clearly see the brown a lot better. Okay, so now you just pull this one, I guess. Damn, that's like so much force. Not going in all the way. Okay, and there you go. Now she has the full like, classic ARCUEID look, minus like the hairstyle. And I guess like the more comfy looking tank top. I mean, the more comfy looking turtleneck. So that's fine, I guess. And there you go, now you have a more classic style ARCUEID. Hopefully her having high heels won't be too much of a detriment, and hopefully these legs can actually stay in place so that they don't constantly knock her over. I have a feeling that there's going to be some problems here because of the swappable parts and everything. But oh, she's about to lean over. It's because she has a fucking soft... she has like high heels now instead of just regular ass feet. Might be a slight disadvantage here. Where the hell's that arm? Alright. Now we can talk about the last accessory, which comes with the DX version. And it's this giant fucking splatter of blood. It's a clear acrylic piece that has like the blood pattern like basically printed onto it. And it's this giant pool of blood. Because, you know, ARCUEID's a vampire and she fights people, so... Look at it, there's even a censored version if you need it. Because, you know, it's in all white. But yeah, there you go. Just use this. You know, take it out of the plastic, obviously. And then if you have ARCUEID like this or something... Well, she's dead now. Oh no, who killed ARCUEID? So let's real quick show how you swap faces and hands, and then I'll give you the final verdict on the accessories. So to take the hair out, there's a split right here, you can see that? So you just kind of go like this. I probably should have tried this before. Okay. Oh, that was a lot easier than I thought. Okay. So you take it out like this. I really don't like that it's looking off to the side. And then you take this out. Now let's put the crazy face on it. And then you just go like this, and I'll put the cat ears on her because now she's an evil cat. Isn't that art going feral? Yeah, there you go. There you go. And now she looks more insane. And to swap out the hands, you just take this one out, pull it out, and I'll just pick a clinchy one. And then you just take it in here, put it in this peg. Oh wait, that's the wrong hand. You take this, and then just go like this. And there you go, now she looks more insane, which I think is good, because I like when ARCUEID goes feral. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, so overall, I'm gonna say 9.5 for accessories, because this is awesome, and also like the skirt is fully wired at the bottom, so you kind of just make it flow like this. Like, look at this. It's not as smooth as like the Rhino. I feel like they kind of didn't put in as much effort into this skirt than they did with Rhino's cape. But you can still make it look dynamic. Yeah, you can kind of get a dynamic pose. It looks kind of cool. A little bit hard to see because of the color, but I'd say, yeah, you can get ARCUEID to look like cool with the skirt flowing. But the only thing I don't like is that since the skirt is a fabric and it has to tuck underneath the plastic, you can very obviously see right here that the thing is tucked underneath, so it's kind of weird looking. Like, I wish somehow it wouldn't look so obvious, especially with this big gap here. Like, if it was maybe a soft plastic right here, it could squeeze in and make it look more flush, but it looks kind of weird. Like, they didn't put enough curves or wrinkles here to kind of make it look like clothing on the bottom part of the turtleneck, so it looks a bit odd. But you can still get ARCUEID to do something really cool, and you can try and recreate the poses from Melty Blood if you're able to, which I might do. So hopefully I can post the pictures of that. So let me see, final verdict on, oh yeah, on the accessories, I'm gonna say 9 because it comes with all this cool stuff. But I just remembered that it comes with one more thing. 2 more things. It comes with 2 more things. Okay, so ARCUEID comes with the giant figure stand, which if you've seen the Guyver video, it's essentially the same like hexagonal shape figure stand base, but it doesn't have all matte black and it's a clear plastic like the regular Figma, so it's actually way bigger. And it has 3 or 4 different points right there that you can plug into. So the claws actually connect to, you know, a figure stand, and they give you a second one so you can actually hold ARCUEID up, so you can actually have her do the slashing pose while keeping that thing in the air. And of course it comes with the angled peg like usual, so you just kind of plug it in like this. And right here, when you combine all of the stuff together, so if you combine the 2 figure stands, arms, and then the figure stand base, you can actually peg this here on the angle peg, and then put ARCUEID also on the angle peg, and then you get this, you can create this really dynamic looking shot of like ARCUEID doing one of her like slash attacks that you can do with Melty Blood. And it's really awesome. And the fact that you can create like a dynamic windswept sort of effect to make it look like the wind is flowing in a particular way, or the skirt is just flaring out and looking crazy. Like, look how cool this is. This is so cool. So you can recreate like accurate poses. I just wish they give you 2 slash effects so that you can kind of she can try and do an X, like a double slash, like an X shape, kind of like Wolverine. But you know, the fact that she also doesn't have shoulders that move perfectly or that well at all, it's like, man, they had some opportunities here to make some really dynamic arms and like shoulder poses, but oh well. But at least it comes with the effect piece, and this is why I keep saying effect pieces are important. Effect pieces allow you to like enhance the figure by giving it cool effects like this. Now I can use this effect on other characters if I really wanted to, and make them even look just as cool as ARCUEID does. So I'm gonna give the accessories a 9.5, But I'm not done because there's one more thing. Alright, so I got one last accessory to talk about, and it's the Figma 612DX extra face piece that comes with figure only if you order from the Goodsmile website. And I still think it sucks that you have to order it only from them in order to get these things, like with Demi-Fiend having the closed eyes, or like all the other figures that seem to have like these exclusives. But you know, if you're able to get it within the time frame, or if they have it available at the store, like on the website, and it's still there, grab it while you can. If not, either buy from another website that doesn't include it, or hope that a reseller has it, which I don't understand why they keep doing this, but oh well. Okay, so exclusive for the store is this faceplate, which I think is a real damn shame that it's only tied to the website, because this is actually one of my favorites. It's ARCUEID having a full smile on her face, so instead of her having that psycho expression she has over there in the back, you would get something like this instead, where she looks a lot more happy, and kind of more like Neo from Xenoblade 3, where she also came with a happy face that wasn't exclusive. It was all part of the fucking figure, but yeah, you get this, and I think it looks nice enough if the lighting can the camera can detect it. I think it looks nice, and I remember ARCUEID's supposed to have fangs, but I guess she doesn't have fangs. So overall, I think her accessories get like a, I'm gonna revise it, I'm gonna say 9, because yes, it has this amazing slash effect, and it comes with the huge stand base, and it comes with, you know, the 3 faces, and then this one's exclusive to the website. And this for the DX version specifically, and it comes with the 2 skirts, so the short skirt and the long skirt, awesome slash effect, 6 different sets of hands, swappable legs, so you can recreate the different styles for her, so the boot one from the remake, and then the classic one with the heels, and the extra cat ears. So I don't know, what else would you need to include, like besides a set of eyes that actually look straight at you? Not sure, because it comes with like the cool blood splatter thing, the claws, all that. Like, I think it gets like maybe a 9 or 9.5, because it just comes with a whole lot. But the problem is that, the caveat is that it's the DX version, and the regular version doesn't come with as much stuff, which I think is a real damn shame. And I think because of that, I'm gonna bump it to a 9 instead of 9.5, because it should just be all included in one version. It should just be one version, not like a deluxe version where if you don't pay that extra money, you don't get all this cool stuff that's like absolutely necessary for the character, like slash effects, blood, the different parts of the outfit. Like, come on, like you should just have all of that together. So overall, what do I think of ARCUEID? There's some problems with the arms, and there's, I'm gonna say 8.5, because it has some problems with the arms and the shoulders. It also has some problems with the legs popping out, and then like the way you put the plastic skirt on is kind of weird, but the cloth skirt is much better. And I don't like the idea of something being exclusive to one specific website, so you can't get all of the accessories, because, you know, they're physical items. But it comes with like 6 pairs of hands, 2 different sets of legs, 2 different styles of hair, and 3 faceplates, and then the one I got a bonus faceplate, and then a crazy pool of blood and a slash effect. So, and a big figure stand. So yeah, 8.5, I think, somewhere around 8.5, and maybe 9, maybe 8.6, 8, I don't know. I don't know how these numbers work, they're arbitrary. Okay, so depending on how you feel about the price, which is I think over $90 to almost like $100, or I think it is $100 for the DX version. I don't know, you're kind of paying a premium for this thing, and it does come with a lot of stuff, but you have to take into account the fact that you could just get the cheaper version and miss out on the accessories. But like, it's kind of a trade-off. Like, do you get less stuff and save money, or do you just cough up the extra money to get all the things? So it's like, I don't know. So for me, it's an 8.5, because it's like, it's a little bit more expensive than I think it should be, considering all the stuff it comes with. Like, it comes with more stuff than like the Raito figure, yeah, definitely. It comes with a cool cloth and everything, and different legs and all that, but I don't know if that's justified. Is that justified? I don't know. Some people don't want to pay $100 regardless of how good a figure is, so your mileage may vary. So if you're a huge Tsukihime or Fate or Melty Blood fan, especially Melty Blood, I guess, definitely buy this figure. like, it doesn't hurt to have an Arcueid. And with Goodsmile having a long-standing history with Type Moon, starting with Neko Arc, you know, being the first Nendoroid ever. Yeah, like why not have a character that connects such a long way back in the company's history, where they did Nendoroid. So yeah, hopefully they do an actual Neko Arc figure instead of just Nendoroid, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. And with CL coming later in the year, I think, hopefully you can have these two fight each other, and maybe they'll make other characters like Aoko from, you know, Witch of the Holy Night, I think. I forget what the actual English title is called. Maybe Miyako from, you know, Melty Blood, and Koma and Shiki. Like somehow Shiki doesn't have one even though he's the protagonist. So yeah, hopefully the price isn't like crippling and a deal breaker, because I know it can definitely be that way for import figures. Like I think Demi-Fiend was way too expensive for the fact that he doesn't come with a whole lot. Like really, like him and Arcueid are around the same price, and Arcueid comes with way more stuff even though this is the deluxe version. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's it. See ya.